Hello there, and welcome back to the Devlog series for SCP The Cycle, the story-based horror game that I'm currently making. This week, I've got some exciting news to tell. The first public demo has been released, and you can download the beta 0.1 version on the GameJolt page. Link in the description. Now then, let's talk about what I've been up to this week. First of all, I have finally completed the save and load system that I was struggling with for so long. Now the items store their data successfully to the ini files. I took a new approach for this as my old method simply wasn't working. I tried to store the list of all items to the file, but that list always excluded a few items. Now I store each of them individually, as you can see. Each one has its coordinates and the object, so when you load the game, it will create these objects at their designated coordinates. Up next, I've implemented a simple text cutscene to the start of the chapter. Each chapter will start with one of these cutscenes, and these contain a large amount of the storyline. The first one only has narrative, but the others will also contain dialogue. And I've also completed the first section of the game, the tutorial. This section will teach you the controls and the basics on how the game works. It's a short chapter for sure, around 3 to 4 minutes if you read all the notes, but the following chapters will be longer. At the end of the tutorial, you enter the evacuation bunker, which needed its own door sprite, so I've made that as well. I've also been working a lot on sound design, as sound is one of the most important aspects to any game, especially a horror game. I've been downloading sound effects and combining some of them to make the sounds that I wanted, and I also put in some background music. I will always be putting in more sounds, as this is a crucial part of the game. Now then, moving on to another big task, optimization. It's hard to test how well this game runs on my PC, as it's not a very heavy game, so it always runs stable. Introducing this lovely old laptop, sporting a dual-core Intel Pentium 2 GHz, integrated graphics, and 3GB of DDR3 RAM. This is the perfect machine to see how the game runs on potatoes like this, and I can say that this has paid off. When I first tested the game on the laptop, the visual effects such as the red lights and the camera shake proved to be quite demanding on the processor, so I've made an option to turn off the visual effects in the options menu. I've also been improving code by changing if statements to be more efficient, making sure to delete unused data structures to prevent memory leaks, and deleting any unused code and resources. By making these optimizations, the game now runs much smoother, and although it has the occasional lag as to be expected from an old laptop like this, it runs fine overall. And lastly, some bug fixes. I fixed the bug where you could pick up an item even though your inventory was full. I also fixed the bug where you could drop a non-existing item from your inventory, which would cause a crash. And I've also changed the new game and load game buttons in the main menu so that they don't overlap anymore. Now then, I want to thank all of you for sticking around with me during these 3 months that I've been making devlogs. The base of the game is pretty much done, so all that's left is to add the rest of the chapters into the game. Some chapters will need specific objects to be added, of course, but most of it has already been done. And I can't forget bug fixing, which will always be an issue most likely. Now then, with that being said, I've got an announcement to make. I will move the devlogs from being made weekly to being made bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks I'll make a devlog. I've decided to do this as the progress will be less interesting to follow, because I'm only making the levels, adding dialogue and cutscenes, etc. Now then, that was everything for this week. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'm very open to suggestions, so do leave some feedback in the comments. Bye for now, I hope you have fun playing the demo, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks.